All right, welcome in. For this video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of commentary over a match played by ItchyBruno. Really loved his commentary that he did of his match, and I just wanted to do an analysis and just kind of talk as I'm watching him play a different match that I haven't seen before. So if you are interested in more ENDWAR content, make sure you are also subscribed to ItchyBruno. So 14-minute match on Springfield. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so Springfield. This is a very big, wide open, lots of ground map. It's the largest map in the entire game. It's definitely the most open. There are 8 uplinks total on this map, and there is a lot of ground to cover between all of the uplinks. So when there's a map that has 8 uplinks, that usually means that you are going to want to get your uplinks, get your units out, and there's going to be a lot more units and mission supports going out onto the map. So in this case, it looks like ItchyBruno is going for the airborne task force because he's got 2 hardened riflemen. He's also got an engineer deployed. Looking at this start, and I don't think this is the kind of start that I would do. It's definitely a start that will get you your command points. It will take you a little while to get them, is sort of the concern, but what it does is it allows you to have riflemen going to, one probably going to Sierra, one's going to Foxtrot, and then the engineer's going to Lima. So let's see what he does with his 4th unit. So Bruno's actually doing, he's deploying a 4th rifleman. Okay, so what Bruno's doing here is he's sending a rifleman down to secure Lima. He's got an engineer backing it up that's going to do the upgrade on Lima, which means hopefully Unit 1 is then immediately running to Delta, I would presume, or maybe even to Alpha. I don't like this start. I'm not sure how this is going to play out because you're just going to have a lot of infantry that are walking around places, and it's going to take you some time to get your uplinks. It's also going to take you some time to get armor down, so transports and tanks and artillery. It's going to take you time to get those out, and it's going to take you time to get those into a forward position. So what I would want to see you do on a map like this is grab a transport, a rifleman. If you want to do an engineer, then deploy another rifleman. You can take a transport of riflemen. You can take those all the way to Alpha or to Delta. Use your binoculars to spot which one the enemy is not going to if they're going to one of them. But you can get a transport of riflemen to Alpha. You can have a rifleman going to Sierra, and you can have an engineer going to Lima. And just like that, you've secured 3 uplinks. And then you can start getting some more infantry out onto the battlefield. So this is definitely a slow start, but right now you've got 9 command points. Get some units out. I see this a lot where people rely on mission supports. You are sort of just delaying what you're doing with your command points until you can call in your mission supports. Get units out. You can control your units. You can get them moving around the battlefield. You can't really tell Force Recon to move to respond to the enemy. So here, like getting out a tank, that's a good idea. Get your combat chain out. Get a gunship out, especially a gunship. On a map like this, you definitely want gunships because you want to be able to see what's happening around the battlefield. Looks like Unit 1's moving towards the Alpha side of things, maybe even just into cover to protect against Bravo or sneak into Bravo. I like that. I would like to see you get artillery out here or a gunship, but I think what you're doing is you're waiting for Force Recon 2. If you're waiting for Force Recon 3, that's a mistake. Force Recon 3 should pretty much never be used. It's pretty much just a troll. It's just not as strong as having 2 Force Recon 2s for two more command points. So let's see what happens. Called in Force Recon 2 to Whiskey. Called in 2 Force Recon 2s to Whiskey. Okay, if you're doing 2 Force Recon 2s to Whiskey, you better get your ass with some riflemen, get that tank in your transport, and get a gunship out. And you better get up to Alpha and you secure it. You do not let the enemy have any advantage there. And then as that unit is getting up to Whiskey, all those Force Recons are getting to Whiskey, that's when you go after Whiskey too. You want to push DEFCON then. Like if he's having to deal with your Force Recons going to Whiskey, take Alpha and take Bravo at the same time, so that you push DEFCON and you get this huge advantage where you can deploy many units. Don't just sit back and let the Force Recon do all the work. So it looks like your opponent's upgraded to airstrikes. It's probably a good idea to check all of the uplinks too with your binoculars to just see what he's doing. I like that you're moving to Alpha. Good. Follow up reinforce that Force Recon. I feel like right now you've got Unit 2 and you've got Unit 3 just kind of sitting. So sort of consider what you're doing with them. If you want them on the back uplinks, just in case a deep strike comes, that's fine. But I would, yeah, I would be careful. I would get 2 gunships out here. Like, this is a great time to get 2 gunships out and really reinforce that push you've got going. Start telling Unit 2 to move to Bravo. Start telling Unit 1 to move to Whiskey as that Force Recon's rolling by. Good, there's a gunship. And looks like your enemy's Force Recon's coming too. Watch your Unit 1. You just told him to get out of cover, and there's a Force Recon vehicle there. Yep, there you go. Get back in cover. You better start telling Unit 6 and Unit 5 to move up too. There you go. Right on cue. Good job. Your gunship should already be up there and ready to deal with these tanks. Here comes a gunship to try to deal with your Force Recon. So here comes 2 gunships actually. See, now you tell Unit 1 to get going up that way. Oh, nice snipe. That actually might be very effective. Go push your tank towards wherever his artillery is shooting from. Is probably from Bravo. Move your tank and your transport and your gunships after him. Like, you see, he just spent 2 gunships to go after your Force Recon, which means like 8 command points. That's a lot of units. Oh, deploying 3 gunships. I love it. You now have control of the airspace. Go use it. Go find that artillery. Ooh, big boy airstrike level 2 on your gunship. That's pretty dangerous. His Force Recon is wasted there. I wouldn't be too concerned about it, but I would start like right here. This is perfect. I love that you're pushing to Whiskey. You're going to take it. I would love to see you also pushing to Bravo. Right here, you tell your rifleman to snipe, but I don't think counter snipers are something that you get in skirmish. I'm actually getting your damage off, but here your artillery is dealing with the rifleman. That's good. But you need to now find his artillery. He's gonna airstrike you. Okay. Okay. Well, that's 4 command points you just wasted to take out your rifleman. But if you think about what was traded in that Force Recon push, you spent 8 command points to knock out his rifleman and a gunship and his Force Recon too. So, like, to be fair, you did knock that out as well. But when something like that happens, as it comes up, you've got your tank, like Unit 6 is still sitting still. Push up through Bravo. Find that damn artillery. Yeah, get them out of there. Get those gunships out of there. Your artillery, it looks like it's... Oh, shoot, your transport's getting it. It looks like your artillery you told to attack Bravo using the map, which means they're just kind of spraying around Bravo. They're not actually just hitting the uplink. That's something you could probably address just by... I would just tell them to do it. Here, your riflemen, they're on Foxtrot. Just tell them to shoot the gunship. Like, riflemen can actually, in cover, they can deal with the gunship. It's low health. You might even be able to kill it off. But yeah, I would make sure you're telling them to force attack Bravo. And right here, it looks like he snuck in and he's taking Lima. Let him take it before you take Whiskey. Let him push DEFCON, then you get to crash an uplink and take his uplink. Let him take it. Let him take it before you take Whiskey, before you knock Whiskey down. Yeah, so this was a mistake. Right here, you could have let him push DEFCON, and then you could have taken the uplinks. You would have been able to... well, it looks like your Force Recon knocks him down at Lima, so that works out. But now if you take Whiskey, you're going to push DEFCON. You have to be concerned about that. Go scout. Here I'd go scout Delta, because you know he's just taken Lima. His rifleman came from somewhere, likely on that side of the map. Good Force Recon. There's a lot of reliance on Force Recon, I'm noticing. Both sides relying on a lot of force recon to get there, to get the job done. Not a lot of units moving around. What's Unit 2 doing? Okay, you spotted his artillery. Looks like it's over on that Delta side. So, you know, once you spot his artillery, take a look around, find where his transports are at, and you've got 2 gunships. So figure out if you can go get him. You should be able to get his gunship here just by shooting at it without the special, which is good. Even if you don't, it's so low that it doesn't matter. It looks like it's down. So now keep eyes on his transport. They're coming after you. You don't want to get anywhere near that, but you're chasing his artillery out. I might even at this point suicide for that artillery with the 2 gunships, because once you do that, you're taking Lima. You're going to push DEFCON. So if you take out his artillery there, like, you're taking out a lot of strength that he does have on the map. Or even right now, what you could do is you could send your gunships after his transport, shoot a special attack at it, and airstrike his transport. Because that's the biggest predator on the battlefield for you right now, is you have these 2 gunships that can go in and deal with his tanks, and you have 2 gunships that can deal with his artillery. So take out the predator. Yeah, good airstrike here. That's a good airstrike. You don't need to send your gunships. Yeah, it's a great airstrike. That's the way to use your command points there, actually. It looks like he deployed a transport and infantry. He's going to Whiskey to secure it. So make sure you're just already on the move to secure something else. Looks like you've got Bravo. He's airstriking your tank. That's fine. He just spent four command points. Oh, really? He sent a force recon to Whiskey. Yeah. See, this is good. Just airstriking his infantry is great. You just want to keep him from securing uplinks at this point. So this is great. This is good use of your gunships. And it's a good push up that you've got going. Yeah, so here, yeah, you've won this match. I can already tell this is a match that you won. I would just be careful at this stage. Make sure you continue pushing onto those uplinks. So Bravo, I would just leave them there because that's their best spot for them to defend. And it looks like he just quit because the game was over. So good win. You were able to choke him out. Some mistakes here and there. A little bit of reliance on force recon. A little bit of being timid, I think, in some areas. So if we go back and let's look at a spot where you can make an improvement. An improvement here, as you're chasing his gunship, is to get an eye on his transport. You have 2 gunships. So I said this a little bit ago, but the predator to your gunships is the transport. So you want to knock it down. So if you look around, he's got an artillery, a tank, and a transport. You have 2 gunships. It takes a transport a long time to kill off 2 gunships. So what you want to do is you want to try to do your best to kill off his transport, and then he has no way of stopping you from taking out his tank or his artillery. So at that point, run at him once you got that capture going. Use an airstrike on his transport. Use some special abilities on his transport. Knock it down. And you now have full control over the airspace, and he can't deploy tanks, he can't deploy artillery without first deploying some transports to defend himself. In terms of tightening your grip, once you get into this position where you've knocked down his units, so you're about to take out his tanks, you're about to have control of Bravo, just tighten your grip. Get your riflemen walking from Lima towards Delta already, because you're pushing on that side of the map and you're pushing all the way in. If he were to take Whiskey from you, or if he were to deep strike all the way to Sierra or to Foxtrot, at least you've already got something in progress getting to another uplink to secure it. So this was fun. This was good to watch. I hope we get a chance to play soon, Itchy. This was really fun. I like watching you play. I love listening to your commentary. I hope we get a chance to play together soon. With that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense. If you want to join the ENDWAR Revival Discord server, I've left a link in the description below. Also a link in the description below to ItchyBruno's channel. Please go to his channel and subscribe as well. I'm Ice Cold Snake. See you next time.